Welcome back to episode 3 of this Milwaukee Brewers franchise. We left off going through what we can get potentially on the trade block. And one guy I'm really looking at right now is Nico Horner. He's 22 years old, shortstop, 69 overall, and it looks like it's on the rise right now, but he has a potential. And like I said, he's only 22. So in the top right, it says we have the most interest for them, which seems about accurate because he's cheap and he looks like he can be good in the future. Right now, he's not hitting too well, like horrendous, but that's not a problem because of his young age. Another guy I was looking at is Steven Brault. He's a little older. He still has some room to improve, but maybe as a minor league bullpen or minor league pitcher, probably won't be looking to trade for him. Miguel Amaya, 20 years old, 61 overall, a potential. Hopefully, because we don't have much depth at catcher in our organization here, I'll show you that. But he could be good for the future, as one person we have is Mario Feliciano, who's 21, B potential 62. So when he's about 25, hopefully, or 24, 23, hopefully, he can make it to the major league level. Jacob Nottingham, he could make it to the major league level. David Freitas, looking to move him. He's a liability. He's 30 years old, 69 overall. He's not going to be called up to the majors unless one of these two guys get hurt. Even then, I'd bring up Nottingham instead. So I'm going to set my trade block and see who I'd want to get rid of. So one person I'm going to put on there right away is Ryan Braun. In real life, he's going to be on there. I don't think they'll actually trade him. I don't think I'll trade him. But we're always open to listening to what people and teams are willing to give us. Luis Urias, his potential is going down a little bit, so we want to sell high. His overall is going up. He's 22. I'm going to put him out there because we have Bryce Trang, who's also an A potential, who's 20 years old, who's a better overall than him right now, and he's younger. He's on the rise. Plus, we have Arcia, who looks like he's picked it up a little bit. Next, I'm going to put Eric Sogard because he's getting up in age, and we have Jed Jerko and all these guys. We have Lucas Erceg. He's getting up there in age for someone that's going to be a prospect, so I'm going to want to get him some at-bats somewhere throughout the year, and I need to move one of these two, or two of these three guys, so I'm going to put Jed Jerko on there too. Just so we can get Brock Holt. I'm not going to put him on there yet because he was hurt, so we actually need him, and we'd have to play Ronnie Rodriguez. Justin Smoke, I'm not going to put on there, and I'm just not going to. I'm going to put Manny Pena because he's getting up there in age, and Omar Narvaez is who we want because his overall is going up, his potential is going up, so it's only going to be better from there on out. Next, I don't know if I'm going to want to trade any of these guys except for Brett Anderson. Don't really want him on the team. His overall is going up, but it's not great. He's a 5.11 ERA. It's just not looking good. That's about it, though, that we're going to put on the trade block. Hopefully we can find some offers that would work for our team. Let's see league leaders quick. For home runs. So Yelich is not anywhere near on these. Kane's ahead of him, so not great. We'll sim to the end of the month. Alright, we got a trade offer from the Cincinnati Reds. Let's see who it is. Okay, so they want Manny Pena for a right fielder and Phillip Ervin, who's 27 with B potential. I don't know about that because we need someone at backup catcher, and he's a little old for someone who I want for as a B potential. He's 27, only has 3 more good years, and even then, I don't know how much he's going to go up. He's not doing great this year either, so I think I'm going to keep Pena because we need a backup catcher. Alright, the Athletics have a trade for us. Okay, so Eric Sogard, who's 33, C potential 77, for another third baseman, who is 24, C potential, and 72 overall. So, I like this. It's a little bit of a salary dump, and Sogard's going back to his old team, so I'm pretty sure he'd be fine with that. And Noose is only 24. The only thing I'm thinking is Eric Sogard has more experience, so he's going to be able to be a mentor for these guys, where Noose is just going to be he's going to be a 72 the rest of his career. And I want the best out of Sogard right now, so he can push Arcia to play better, because right now Arcia is getting blocked by Sogard. So if I put Noose in there, it's just going to be handed to Arcia, so I'm not going to accept that trade. Alright, the Astros have a trade offer. Abraham Toro, who's a third baseman, with C potential 70 overall, for Jed Jerko, who's also a third baseman. I think I'm going to accept this because we already have Sogard, who's going to be our mentor, and this guy only has upside. His C potential is going up, and he's doing pretty good right now, so I'm going to accept this trade. Plus, we get rid of some salary, which gives us more money in free agency. And the Indians now have an offer for us. Robbie Bradley, first baseman, who is 64 overall, 23 years old, B potential, for Manny Pena. I really want to do this trade, but I don't know if Bobby Bradley is a little bit old for my liking. He's 23 years old and he's only 64, where Pena is, but Mario Feliciano is only 2 overalls less, and he's progressing in that right now, and he's 21. So I'm not going to accept this trade. And for this position, first base, who this guy is, we have Smoke, but actually, I'm going to accept this trade because we need first baseman depth. After I look at it, there's no one here really that is going to make it to the majors other than maybe Jake Gatewood down the line. So I'm going to accept this trade for Bobby Bradley for Manny Pena. So the first trade of this franchise is Manny Pena for Bobby Bradley, and it's a done deal. So he's going to be in the minor leagues. Let's see what team they stuck him on. So he's a first baseman, and he is going to be in the MLB to start, and I'm not going to keep him up there. I'm going to send him down to AAA because I feel like he is not ready for Major League Ball yet. Complete transactions, just some guys have been called up to the major leagues. Justin Smoke looked like he was hurt for a little bit, now he's not. So that's about it. We got Pena gone, so he's off. So that's one guy that we wanted to trade who's gone. But we do need to call up a catcher now, and I am going to call up Jacob Nottingham, who's already on the 40-man roster. Now he's going to be in the major leagues. He has major league experience in 2018 and 2019. Only 9 games in each of those. Hasn't been great in his time, but he has experience, or a little bit of experience at least, and I'm just going to keep him up. Okay, so now I'm going to do contract extensions. So this means, say Brandon Woodruff, he's our best pitcher in our organization right now. He's 27, so I'm going to try to offer him a 3-year deal until he's 30, because then we can really see when he's going to start digressing. And I'm going to lower this money until that interest bar on the right is no longer full. And I'm going to get it to right where it's about to be full. Okay, so right now he wants 4.5, and if you give him a little bit more than what they want, their morale right here goes up, and he'll play better. So right now he's happy, and his overall is 86 to 88. So when we give him this new contract, it should go from an 86 to potentially a 90 overall, which is really good. And so we signed him to that, and let's see how it affects him. Yep, he is a 90 because he is happy. or he's ecstatic, and so that only benefits our team. But we also don't want to give him outrageous contracts in this, otherwise we lose money, and we don't have any money. So Hader, if you can see, his expectation is $4.2 million. So I'm going to try to sign him for 3 more years and give him $5 million. So it would be $15 million over 3 years, which for Hader at his level is good. He's a little mad right now because of he's not playing well, but this contract should boost him up still and then make him play better. Omar Narvaez, I'm going to sign him to a 2-year extension because he is 28. His current contract brings him until he's 29, so I'm actually going to sign him for a 1-year deal and give him $5 million. And that should boost his morale. Corey Knebel, I'm going to try to sign until he's 30. He wants $2.4 million. He's getting 5.1, so I'm going to bring that down a little bit. $15 million over 3 years, so that's what Hader's getting. Freddie Peralta, so with these young guys, they don't really want to get locked in to a humongous contract for a lot of years, because if they start playing amazing down the line in their career, they're stuck in this long contract that they don't get any money in. So I'm going to sign them to about $5.5 million over 2 years, and that will hopefully get his morale up. So we got to extend all these guys over here, unless they're a deep potential, then I'm not going to, or if they're an older player and I don't want to bring them back. Brock Holt, I'm going to try to bring back for cheap. He will sign that. Try to do a 1-year extension on Sogard. I'll make it $3 million, and he doesn't want it, so I'm not gonna offer him too much money. Now Arcia wants to sign for 2 years, $5 million. And now Adrian Hauser, he was 27. I'm offering him a 3-year extension for $9 million, so $3 million a year. He wants 746, so this will boost him a lot. Brad Anderson, I'm not even going to worry about bringing him back because we're about to trade him anyway. Eric Lauer, try to get him for 3 years, and that would be about, I'll give him 2.5. Alex Claudio, I'm going to sign him until he's 30, because that's the age where it really tells you if their career is about to take a dip. $5 million a year looks good to me. Suter, I believe he's having a good year, so I'm going to give him an extension of 2 years for $2.5 million. Keston here, I really want to get him for as long as we can, but he's only willing to sign a 2-year deal right now. Braun, I think the Brewers would sign him back to a contract just out of respect for what he's done, so I'm going to do that too. I'm going to sign to a 1-year deal for $6 million. Justin Smoke, he's what we got for first baseman, and until that Robert Bradley guy that we have just traded for, until he is able to come up to the major leagues, Smoke is our guy. I'm going to offer him a 1-year deal for $2.2 million, and he wants a longer contract, so what I'm going to do is bump that up to $3 million and see if he accepts, and he does. Now we have Jake Faria. He's 25, so I'm going to make that a 3-year deal because he's not interested in a 4-year deal. And with these guys with big potential, they're only going to want more money down the line, so I'm trying to sign them cheap for as long as I can. And $2 million for over 3 years should be good. Now Ronnie Rodriguez. I'll offer him a 4-year deal until he's 30 because he's willing to accept that, and I'm going to lower this down as much as I can as long as it's still full. So 7.2 is where it's at right now, and we'll bump that up to $2 million. Actually, yeah, $2 million. So $8 million over 4 years, so $2 million a year. He wants 1.7, so that still should boost his morale. Abraham Toro, looking for a 3-year deal worth $2 million. So I'm willing to give that to him because he's going up in potential, it looks like, in the top left, and he's going up in overall. Next, David Phelps. I'll give him I don't even want to sign him because he's going down overall, and he's already 33, and he has another year left on his deal, I believe. Ben Gamble, try to sign him for $5 million over 3 years, so 1.7 a year. If there's ever an injury in the outfield, we can bring him up. Luis Urias, his potential is going down, his overall is going up. We want his potential to stay in A though, so that if we want to trade him in the future, an A potential looks better than a B potential, and it gets us more back. So we'll give him a 3-year deal worth $2 million. Now we'll sign Corey Ray, who's in the major leagues, I believe. He's played 5 games this year, 12 at bats. Hasn't gotten a hit yet, so that's pretty disappointing. We'll try to give him a 3-year deal worth $3 million a year, and he should be happy about that one. Next, Josh Lindblom. I'm not going to touch him because he's 32, deep potential. It's going up, and he hasn't had a terrible year, but I just really don't want to bring him back. Now we have Ryan Healy, so I'm going to try to sign him for 3 years. Give him $7 million over a 3-year span. Next, Jacob Nottingham. 3-year deal worth $2 million should work for him as well, and it does. Corbin Burns, he has B potential. He doesn't want to sign for 3 years yet. I'll give him 1.5 over 2 years. Now, Bobby Bradley, who we've just acquired in a trade from the Indians, he played last year in the majors and did pretty good in only 56 at-bats. 1 home run, batting .268. I did not realize he played in the major leagues. But I'm going to try to sign him for 3 years for $2 million, and he is going to be our future first baseman, hopefully. Bobby Wall now. I signed him for 3 years, $2.5 million. Eric Yardley, 1-year deal. If he didn't accept, no biggie, I'm not going to sign him. Okay, I'm not going to sign him. Now Ray Black, he has D potential. Just try to sign him for depth though, and he accepts that. Alright, so these 6 guys, they're just not going to get signed back, I guess, or not going to get an extension. Alright, so that's who we have. Sim to the end of the month, and then the Cubs actually have an offer for us. Ooh, I like this trade. Really like this trade. He's 80 overall, B potential. He's 26. His potential is going down a little bit for someone who is 33. I don't know why they're offering this to us, but we dump contracts so we get more money to spend later. He's 26. He's 33. He's a better overall. He's a worse overall, and he has better potential. And Sogard has a worse potential. So I'm gonna accept this trade. And now Bodie is going to be our everyday third baseman. So even more competition for Orlando Arcia, who is playing shortstop, I believe, right now. And he's every day, so actually, no. There is no competition there anymore. Bodie, his overall, so he's really happy with it right now. He signed until 2024 for only $3 million a year, which is good for us. He's happy about his contract and how he's an everyday player. The only thing that concerns me is his potential going down, because then he'll stop producing. This year, quite a bit of home runs and a good average, so we just acquired a great piece for our team. Let's see how Sogard likes it. He's a little mad now. He was 77 with us, now he's 71 with them. Hernan Perez was also a former Brewer who signed with the Cubs, and he was a great utility, but now he's not on our team, as you can tell. Now we'll try to sim the end of the month, but we have another trade offer from the Minnesota Twins. So they want to offer us Marwin Gonzalez, who I don't want this trade at all, because He's $10.5 million. He's 31. He's 81 overall, but I just don't want that because we have to give up an A potential and Luis Urias. So I'm gonna decline that. And we have another trade offer, Charlie Culberson for Luis Urias. I'll look at him, but there's no way I'm accepting this. Yeah, he's 30. Angels have an offer, Dylan Bundy. 27 B potential, but we're just not looking for that right now. We want pitching, but we don't want other guys that are the same as us right now. Josh Fuentes, he's old. If he was younger, I'd consider it, but he's a little old. Alright, today's the trade deadline. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find offers for these three guys that are on the block. First, I'm going to start with Brett Anderson, because he's the guy that we want gone the most. And then this option right here, you can find MLB ready, prospects, or just anyone that you can find. I'm going to try to find prospects first. And here, I'm trying to find B potentials or A potentials. So Jordan Sheffield, the only problem with that is he's a little old and he's a closing pitcher. Luis Escobar, he's a little older and he's only 53. So that wouldn't really make sense either. I like this though, a starting pitcher who's 20 with B potential. So that's the number one trade that we have from the Reds. Zach Davies, Zach Davis. He's a little old. Joe Zangy, 25 and he's 56, so he'll never make the majors for us. Neither will he. No other trades that I'm really considering other than that one. Reds trade. Christian Williams. We already got the other guy from the Indians. There's this trade for Nick Decker, 55B20. Alright. I kind of like this starting pitcher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to manage rosters, and you can always see their actual potential, like the number rating in there. I'm not going to change it because you can edit it if you would like, but that's cheating, so I'm not going to do that. So Lyon Richardson, and then for the it's Nick Decker. So I'm going to be looking at those two guys, see which one has better potential. The Reds guy, I believe he's a 54 overall. This guy right here. So I'm gonna edit him, but I'm not gonna change anything. So his 82 potential. The lowest thing you need for an A would be a 90, and the lowest thing for a B would be 80. So he's a low B potential, almost a C potential. So now we're gonna go to the Red Sox. We're gonna go to left field to Nick Decker. We're gonna edit him, but we're not actually gonna edit him. He's an 80, so he's a borderline type player. So I'm gonna go with the starting pitcher because one, he's a pitcher and he's more valuable, and two, he has more potential. So it was Brett Anderson, and then I did prospects, and then I'm gonna go all the way to the Reds. And here's the trade, and we get to dump contract because he's worth $5 million, and those three players combined are only $376,000. So that's our second trade, third trade, because we acquired David Bodie as well. Next, looking at Luis Urias. I believe he's a shortstop. He has A potential, so I want to trade him while he's high because pretty soon he could go down to a B. First, I just want to see how high of an A potential he is, because if he's a 99, I'm definitely not trading him because that means he's going to be great. He's only a 90, so at any moment he could go down to a B. So I'm going to trade him as soon as I can. and let's see what we can get. So he has a pretty big trade value, so we should be able to get another A. So Grayson Rodriguez, I like that a lot. I really like that because it's a little bit of a contract dump. He's younger. He's a starting pitcher. He's already 68. That's a good trade. Next, Seth Corey. He's 21. He's an A, 69. I also really like that one. And that one, don't really like these. I'm only looking at A potentials right now because that's I know we can get. Oh, I really like this trade. He's only 19, 65. Don't think I'll do it yet though. There was Matthew Liberatore, who's also looks like he could be good. Alex Reyes, not really looking at him. Brian Hayes, looking at him though. Brett Honeywell, and then Brett Honeywell again. Hunter Green, that's going to be the trade I go with, I think. I'm going to look at Lodolo and Hunter Green and see which one I want, because those two are the ones that I'm going to want to trade for, because we want to keep that trade relationship up with the Reds, because we did the trade earlier for the starting pitcher. So now I'm going to see, so he's a 90, so he's a borderline A. Now I'm going to see what Hunter Green is. So if you keep trading with the same team, that morale is going to go up and they want to do more trades with you. He's a 91, so I'm going to trade for Hunter Green. He was the number 2 overall pick in a recent draft. I believe it was a 2017 MLB draft. Except there's one guy I want to look at that I can possibly do a manual trade for. He was a number 1 pick in that same draft, Royce Lewis. They want a little bit more, so what I'm going to try to do, he's already 71, so he could be in the major leagues right now. So let's see if we throw in someone like Ryan Braun. And they can't do that because of budgetary constraints. But let's see if we offer a trade preference. What else do they want? Okay, so I can't do that trade because the starting pitcher is too good, Eric Lauer. He's already a 78 and he's 24. So I think we could do something like Shelby Miller, who is 29, 69 overall. The only thing we're losing here is one, Luis Urias, who is blocked by Orlando Arcia from getting to the majors. And then Rodney Rodriguez, who's going to be blocked by Keston Hiura and Brock Holt. So we don't really need him. And that just frees up a little bit more space for Bryce Turang. So I'm going to do this trade. He's an A potential 71. He's just going to be a beast. And after I complete this trade, I'm going to see what overall or what potentially he really does have. So Royce Lewis, like I said, he has a 75 potential, or 95, sorry, which is really good. So that means he can get up to a 95 overall, which I really like. He was number 1 pick in that draft, like I said. And now I'm going to try to trade for that starting pitcher from the Reds. Just see what they want from us. Okay. So I'm not going to trade for him. And I'm going to take Ryan Braun off the trade block because in real life the Brewers would not make this trade. Now I'm going to view the trading block, see if there's anything else that we'd want to get. Okay, Jameson Taillon, A potential. He's 27 though. He has 1 year left in his deal. But I think he could be a good addition to our team. The only way I consider this if we get a great deal for him. And that right there is not a good deal, and I'm not going to do that trade. Moving on. Nick Senzel. Try to see what we'd have to give up. Not going to do that. Garrett Cooper. He was a former Brewer. Not really anyone here that I'm liking. So I think that's going to be it for trades on the year. And do we have any? Do we have anyone that we want to extend contract-wise? No. So we're just gonna do that. And now September call-ups are at the end of this month, so I think who we're going to call up is Royce Lewis and Lucas Erceg. Maybe a pitcher instead of one of those two, but alright, end of the month, and then this is the last thing that we're going to do in this video, so it's actually in 2 days. Alright, September call-ups. Alright, so the best players that we can call up right now are Corey Ray, so we're probably going to do that instead. And how many people do we have on our team? So we only can call up one person. And I guess Royce Lewis is already in the major leagues, and he's not doing good. So we're going to call up Corey Ray. Alright, and that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in episode 4.